Okay, this video here, we're going to be talking about vibration metering. All right, so what equipment are we going to use? We're going to go over that very quickly, and then we'll get started in another video putting things together. Now, what we're going to need to find is we need to find this lab volt setup right here, and it'll be clearly marked. Looks just like this. We're going to be installing not only the protective cover onto a motor, but we're also going to be putting this wheel on here. And that way we can actually create some imbalances and then work on how to actually measure that stuff. Now, speaking of measuring, what we're going to be using is these pieces of equipment over here. And we have two to choose from. This is probably the better one because it actually has a magnet. So when we go to actually put it on the motor, we'll be able to set that there and take the readings from it. This one here is handheld. And if you notice at the top here, it just has some kind of a pointer, stylus, whatever you want to call it. That way you can put it up against a unit and measure from there. But we have two options. We can play around with each one of them. Both you'll see in industry if the company that you work for actually has equipment for that. Now, as far as what we're going to run it on, we're going to be running it on a motor. Now, in the lab volt system, it's going to show you, hey, go and get to the mechanical trainer here, and then go ahead and load up this motor and put it on here, and we're going to hook it up here and make things happen. But just keep in mind that this is going to be heavily used because there's so much to be used on this particular unit here that we may go over to the belt drive system. Now, the belt drive system over here is literally got almost an identical motor. Yeah, it's a different color, but don't worry about that. It actually has the same frame size. Okay, frame size is indicative of the size of this face here and how it mounts. So the bolt pattern is going to be the same. And the beauty of it is it's also running at 1725 RPM. So this is going to be perfect for our experiment for this particular lab. Now, the area that we're really going to focus on here is we're going to be flipping through, and it shows you how to set this up. Don't worry too much about that. It's good to read through it, but it's going to show you, hey, you need to bolt this up and then bolt the other things on. And then we're going to get to this chart here. You're going to find that in class. You're going to be given something to actually write on, not writing on this sheet here, and we're going to take the horizontal, vertical, and axial measurements with different situations. Okay, so we're going to be talking a little bit about that as soon as we go ahead and get this set up. But again, once we have all of our tools, we have our motor system, we have our wheel that we're going to be working with, and we have our testing equipment over here. All together, we can go ahead and start the process. So we're going to end this video here. And then the next one, we are going to be bolting it together. You get the chance to watch me, and then we'll be finally taking the measurements.